Okay, so the first and foremost, it would be patience. So people have to understand that big things start small. So you have to start small to test out things, put a little money, and see how it goes, and then slowly increase your spending.
Hmm.
I would say the secret for succeeding is putting up a lot of content. So you have to put out content. You know this very well yourself. You're very well established on the in the internet presence.
Hey everyone, this is Devin Miller here with another episode of The Inventive Journey. I'm your host, Devin Miller, the serial entrepreneur that's grown several startups into 7 and 8 figure businesses, as well as a founder and CEO of Miller IP Law, where he helps startups and small businesses with their patents and trademarks. You ever need help with yours, just go to strategymeeting.com, grab some time with us to chat, and we're always here to help. Now, today we've got another great guest on the podcast, Nearchou, and that's as close as I'm going to get to pronouncing it right. But Nearchos attended high school and then went off and served in the army for about 3 years. Then went off to college in England studying cybersecurity. Happened to write a book about the dark web and also how to can combat crime on the dark web, and then from that started a business that's focused on cryptocurrency and crypto technology, and also combating the dark web. So, with that much as a introduction, welcome on the podcast.
Well, I'm very happy to be on your podcast. I'm looking forward to a great discussion. I've watched many of your episodes. It's really exciting for me. I think you have special guests every time. So I hope to do my best and provide value to the viewers.
Absolutely. I'm sure
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to a great discussion as well. And I think it will be a fun conversation. So
yeah,
maybe to kick things off and to rewind a bit. So I gave kind of a quick run through to a longer journey. So why don't we rewind a little bit and tell us a little bit about coming out of high school and going into the army?
yeah, absolutely. So I finished high school in 2012, and I joined the Cypriot Army for 2 years actually. I was a sergeant in the artillery. I would say it was a great experience. It provided a lot of benefits for me, both hard and soft skills, I would say.
Hmm.
I think the army toughens you up. It makes you very strong. Actually, it makes you to manage difficulties better, to work under pressure. So it was a great experience. I finished the army in 2014. I went to the uni in England, University of Hertfordshire specifically. I studied computer science for 3 years specifically.
Hmm.
Then I came back to Cyprus. I joined the workforce. I've done various IT related jobs. Then I decided 2 years ago to do a master's in cybersecurity again in the UK at Warwick University specifically.
Now,
It was really,
just to rewind just a little bit. So you got
yeah,
undergraduate, studied, or software engineering, getting the background
yeah.
as far as a lot of how that goes. Now, when you did enter the workforce, kind of, well, where did you enter, or what did you initially do, or kind of what was that initial area
Yeah,
of employment?
sure. So basically, I joined a startup in Cyprus, which is mainly about hardware, fixing computers, doing some web development. Now it's a big e-commerce store,
Hmm.
the company. I also worked in the largest telecommunications company in Cyprus, which is called SITA, for 1 year. Um, and also have some experience as an IT operator and IT manager.
Hmm.
So I quite well know the IT spectrum, the information technology spectrum. And yeah, I've done the masters in cybersecurity. So now I'm working on cybersecurity. I'm trying to improve my security knowledge. And yeah, I'm looking forward to an exciting future.
So with that, so now as you go, you said that you got some of the industry experience, went out and started
Yeah,
learning
yeah,
about it. Now, when you went back to do the master's degree or to do
the
the
masters.
graduate studies, was that kind of with the intent that you wanted to get more specific knowledge in the industry or with the dark web or cybersecurity, or was it more just looking to get expanded educational background, or kind of walk us through what led you to kind of go back to school to get the further education?
Yeah, yeah, I will tell you for sure. So basically, in the past 5 years, I developed like a very strong passion for hacking, for ethical hacking. I like to know how computers work, how to penetrate systems, how to protect people from unauthorized access. So it's like intriguing for me to protect simple citizens from threats.
Hmm.
So yeah, I would say this is what I want to do to the rest of my life: cybersecurity, information security. It's something I really, really enjoy. I think I'm still a new in this field. I still have a lot to learn. And yeah, I really like the topic of the dark web. So the dark web is a place where everything happens, and you need to be very careful when you enter this space of the internet. Yeah,
Hmm. So now, so did just or kind of curiosity, when you were getting into understanding and exploring the dark web, so to speak, was
yeah,
that with the intent that you were you because I think it eventually led to kind of how do you combat the dark web, or what is a way that you can protect against it? But was the when you originally got into it, was it kind of with the intent, so to speak, of you wanted to combat it, or was this more of interest, or you had or kind of walk us through how you kind of what how you or made that connection,
yeah.
or started down that path?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, basically, I started with dark web with my master's thesis, which was 2 years ago. I had a discussion with my supervisor about this topic. She told me that it's very interesting topic. So I was kind of intrigued. I decided to follow this path and do the thesis on the dark web. In the beginning, it was not about combating; it was just learning stuff about how it works, the Tor network, the various cryptography mechanisms that they are employed on the dark web.
Hmm.
So gradually, it developed to try to combat it and find ways and provide value about how to mitigate the bad side of the dark web, because there is also a good side, which we can discuss further on this discussion. Yeah,
So yeah, and so just for those that, because I mean, I think that for the maybe the stand or the average person, and probably to a
yeah,
degree myself included, you may have heard of the dark web, seen it on a TV show or a movie, but don't really have a lot of familiarity as far as kind of what you might need protection from, or what that what that might in or what that how that might be impactful. So for just kind of as a quick FYI for the audience, kind of what are the things that you oftentimes for the average person or business that you're looking to protect against from the dark on the dark web?
yeah, absolutely. So basically, I would start with the businesses. So the first and foremost thing that happens on the dark web in regards to businesses, it's selling of their data. So basically, they somehow manage to steal the personal data, or the data of the business of a business, and they put a bit on the dark web. So because nowadays data is one of the most valuable assets in the world.
Hmm.
So some people are willing to pay thousands, sometimes millions of dollars for this data. So they put the data on the dark web for sale, and the interested buyers can pay with cryptocurrencies, mainly Bitcoin and Monero, to buy this data and utilize it as they want. So this is the main thing in regards to how the dark web threatens businesses. Now, regards to individuals, I would say this is where the very dark side comes to place. Unfortunately, there are very bad things happening on the dark web, and because it provides a high level of anonymity, the bad things are increasing every day, literally every day. So the main thing that happens on the dark web, which is that compromises the dark web, is the exploitation of children. Unfortunately, I'm really sad to say this, but the majority of the content on the dark web is about this topic: the exploitation of children. There are a lot of forums, there are a lot of websites, hidden websites where you need username and password to enter to see this terrific content. Also, there are a lot of drugs for sale. We had the case of the Silk Road. The Silk Road was the biggest drug virtual marketplace in the world 10 years ago. It started in 2011 and it lasted for 2 years until 2013, until the FBI in the US managed to arrest the owner, Ross Ulbricht, in 2013, specifically in a library, in the San Francisco library. They managed to arrest him, and while he was actively working on the website, so they managed to take the computer while the computer was open, not locked. So this is a very important thing in terms of evidence in the court. So if the computer was locked and the FBI couldn't manage to unlock it, then they will have very limited evidence, and then probably they couldn't put him in jail. So they managed to arrest him with the computer open, and now he's serving 2 lifetimes in prison without parole, and probably he will never see the light of the sun again. That's right. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that definitely was interesting and insightful, not from the atrocities, but just from the things that are going on to be better aware so that you can combat it and you can fight against it, so to speak. So now, so you
Yeah.
this, kind of having this understanding, or finding the interest in what is the good purposes and also how to combat the improper uses of the dark web. Now, walk us through. So you studied some of that at school, and you went back, got the master's degree. Now, how did you,
Yeah.
after coming out of the master's degree, how did you build a business or form a business around it? In other words, there's a difference between, hey, I find this interesting and I'll, kind of look at it or review it on the side, so to speak, or work to combat it versus making a business out of it. So how did you go about, kind of making that business?
Yeah. So basically, I'm running 3 businesses at the moment. There's an e-commerce side, a crypto-related side, and the cybersecurity side. So the cybersecurity website focuses on education. So good practices, how not only for the dark web, in general, good cyber hygiene. You have to be very careful when you use the internet. You have to take measures. You have to use two-step authentication always in all of your accounts, including banking information, social media accounts, Google account, of course. So in terms of the dark web, we teach people how to access it with safety, how to take measures in order to not be traceable, but also use it wisely, not do bad things on it. This is the most important thing. So I'll give you an example. So a lot of people say that when you enter the dark web, which is with the Tor browser mainly, you have to have the window minimized. So the screen should not be full screen, because some people say that it can be easier traceable when you have the full screen. So basically, you have half screen open when you use the Tor browser, which is about entering the dark web. This is an example. Also, utilizing a VPN. This is a must for using the dark web. Using a VPN, so you can bounce the traffic across multiple servers in the world. And some other measures. So let's say you can use an operating system called Tails, which basically, when you shut down the computer, it literally deletes everything you've done. So when you reopen it, there's nothing left. A
Mm.
new operating system, new information, nothing is shown in terms of what you've done. So yeah, in terms of the good side of the dark web, the good thing is that you can use it anonymously. So a lot of people nowadays are worried that their ISP, Internet Service Providers, and the governments and the NSA and the FBI are tracking what we're doing. So if you want a way not to be tracked and browse the web safely and anonymously, this is the dark web where the dark web comes in place.
So now,
Another,
so now you
yeah,
touched on, or circling back to the question a little bit, and definitely interesting. So you have a
yeah,
few different businesses. You have the crypto business. You have, combating the dark web, and you mentioned a couple
yeah.
others. So kind of, is this a all in one? There's people that are looking for all of those services, or is it kind of separate businesses and one supports the other, or they are different ones that you find interesting, or kind of walk us through how you structured that business a bit?
Yeah, sure, sure. So the main business I would say is a crypto business. So what I'm doing is I'm selling some special USBs which where you can store your crypto safely. I'm not promoting anything now. I'm just saying I will say the name of the company. It's if you're okay with this.
Sure.
So it's called Ledger. Ledger product is for storing crypto safely. Is considered the safest way in the world to store the crypto because it's not in any centralized exchange in an internet connected wallet. It's completely independent.
Mm.
So you access it with a password. You can manage through, there's an app where you can manage your crypto. So this is my main product for my crypto business.
Mm.
And I'm selling quite a lot of those products all over Cyprus, actually. And this is the main revenue for me because one of the reasons that I'm selling lots of products related to the crypto space is because I'm coming up first on Google. So let's say if you type in Ledger Cyprus, I'll come up first. I have two websites for the crypto products: Cybershop Cyprus and CryptoStore Cyprus.
Mm.
I'm coming up first, so I'm doing good SEO with this, which is about search engine optimization. It's very important for a business. I want to emphasize this to do good SEO practices. So it's very, very essential to show up high on Google rankings.
Mm.
So if Google sees your website as legit and that it provides value, it will you push you up and up and up. So this is the small secret for how to make more sales. Yeah,
Awesome. Well, definitely some great insight, and interesting to see kind of how the one the business is intertwined, but also how they're able to support each other. So kind
yeah,
of with that, now as we've reached the present day of the journey and kind of where things are at today, I always like to wrap up each episode with asking or with the same two questions. So why don't we jump to those now? So the
sure,
first question I always like to ask is, along your journey, what was the worst business decision you ever made? And what'd you learn from it?
sure. So I would say the the worst decision I've made is buying a lot of inventory at the beginning.
Hmm.
So this is a huge mistake because you have to make it through trial and error. So first you need to buy low inventory, small amounts of inventory, try to see if it works, and if it works, you gradually increase your inventory. So what I've done, I spent like let's say $10,000 on buying inventory at the beginning. So and it was selling very slow actually.
Hmm.
So this is a mistake. You have to start slowly. Spend $500, $1,000, and then see how it goes, and slowly increase your inventory. This is my advice for everyone. Yeah,
No, makes perfect sense, and I
yeah,
think that's that's an easy one. You get or easy one to make a mistake on. You get excited. You think, hey, we don't want to sell out. We don't want to disappoint customers, and this is going to take off, and it's going to do great, which it all may do. But by the
yeah,
same token, if you put all of your money in the inventory, one is you have a lot of your cash tied up, and two, it may or may not
exactly.
sell as well as you anticipated or as quickly, and so to have that
Yeah,
cash or free or cash on hand and ability to not have it all tied up in inventory, I think definitely is a great mistake to learn from.
actually, yeah.
Second question now that I'd like to ask you. So now if you're talking to somebody that's just getting into a startup or a small business, what would be the one piece of advice you'd give them?
Okay, so the first and foremost, it would be patience. So people have to understand that big things start small. So you have to start small to test out things, put a little money, and see how it goes, and then slowly increase your spending.
Hmm.
I would say the secret for succeeding is putting up a lot of content. So you have to put out content. You know this very well yourself. You're very well established on the in the internet presence.
Hmm.
So you have to put content. This can be in your own website. This can be on social media: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn. And another platform that many people may not know or may not believe that it can generate leads. This is Pinterest.
Hmm.
So Pinterest, it's a very good platform to gain organic growth. So without many followers, you can get thousands and thousands of visits in your website every single month. So I'm suggesting people to try out this platform, and it will for sure give them some leads. Yeah,
Awesome. Well, I definitely think that that's some great piece of advice and some great
yeah,
takeaways. So
yeah.
perfect. Well, now as we do wrap towards the end of the episode, if people want to reach out to you, they want to be a customer, they want to be a client, they want to be an
Yeah.
employee, they want to be an investor, they want to be your next best friend, any or all of the above, what's the best way to reach out to you, contact you, find out more?
Yeah, absolutely. I would think this is LinkedIn. My official profile is Nearchou. They can find me there. They can send out a message. I'm open to conversations, discussions, and I'm open to all kinds of collaboration. Yeah,
Awesome. Well, I definitely encourage people to reach out, support a great business, make a new connection. If nothing else, make a new best friend. So, with that, thank you again for coming on the podcast. It's been a fun. It's been a pleasure. Now, for all of you other listeners that are out there, if you have your own journey to share and you'd like to be a guest on the podcast, we'd love to have you. So just go to inventiveguest.com, apply to be on the show. A couple more things as listeners. Make sure to click share, subscribe, leave us a review. Helps us to reach even more startups and small businesses to help them along their journey to success. And on that note, if along your journey you ever need help with patents or trademarks or anything else with your startup, your small business, just go to strategymeeting.com, grab some time with us to chat, and we're always here to help. Well, thank you again for coming on the podcast and wish the next leg of your journey even better than the last.